gave a contract to transgender people, sex workers, and their clients in Nepal. The president's saying, I don't want to do that. And he's right. That's enough. You get the idea. That's why I call it spending porn. Triggers your gag reflex. You look at this stuff and you go, what in God's name? Who decided to do this? Well, Congress didn't. The bureaucrats did. It's money we appropriated, but we didn't tell them to go spend money, $833,000, and give to sex workers in Nepal. They just took the money we appropriated and used.
Senator Kennedy reveals shocking details about President Trump's new rescission bill, a move to slash $9 billion in outrageous, wasteful spending hidden deep in Biden's budget. From Sesame Street in Iraq to taxpayer-funded projects for sex workers in Nepal, the corruption is staggering. This is a must-watch for every American who's tired of seeing their money abused by bureaucrats.
I want to say, Mr. President, next week, President Trump's going to send us over what's called a rescission bill. What does that mean? Well, we've got a $7 trillion budget, okay? I don't know how much of that $7 trillion is waste, but every fair-minded person would have to agree that there's some money being spent in that $7 trillion that shouldn't be spent. It just shouldn't. It's wasted money. And so President Trump and this Congress made one of its objectives trying to reduce spending. Not spending that we need to reduce, but spending that needs to be reduced. I call it spending porn. And the president has sent us a bill. He's saying to Congress, I want you to reduce spending in the current budget by $9.1 billion. And let me tell you what the spending, what constitutes the spending I want to reduce. Well, first, $9.1 billion out of a $7 trillion budget, we're not talking about a lot of money here. We're talking about 0.1%. That's all. That's point one. Point two, you need to look at what the president's asking us to cut out. I'll just give you a couple of examples. I didn't make this up. The president is saying we're giving $3 million to Iraq to produce Sesame Street. Maybe we could use that money for something else. The president is saying we're giving $3 million to Zambia for circumcisions and vasectomies. The president's saying we don't need to do that. We've got other priorities. We're giving $500,000 to Rwanda to buy electric buses. The president is saying to us, Congress, we don't need to be spending the money on that. There are more important things. We're spending $67,000 to give insect powder to kids in Madagascar. I don't even know what insect powder is, but the president's asking us to cut it out. We're giving $3,600,000 to Haiti for pastry cooking classes, for cyber cafes, for dance focus groups, for male prostitutes. The president's saying, I don't think so. I don't think that the American people support giving their hard-earned money to male prostitutes in Haiti. So he's asking us to cut it out. He's asking us to reduce the budget by $833,000 because some of President Biden's bureaucrats gave a contract to transgender people, sex workers, and their clients in Nepal. The president's saying, I don't want to do that. And he's right. That's enough. You get the idea. That's why I call it spending porn. Triggers your gag reflex. You look at this stuff and you go, what in God's name? Who decided to do this? Well, Congress didn't. The bureaucrats did. It's money we appropriated, but we didn't tell them to go spend money, $833,000, and give to sex workers in Nepal. They just took the money we appropriated and used it for that. And so the president is asking us to do what's called a rescission, to cancel the spending. Now, I have listened. I've been here 8 years, Mr. President, And I've listened to a whole bunch of people talk about the need to reduce spending. But you got to watch what people do, not what they say. Because talk is cheap. And around here, I've learned pretty quickly that reducing spending, it's like going to heaven. I want to go to heaven. I bet you want to go to heaven, Mr. President. I bet our guests in the gallery want to go to heaven. But everybody wants to go to heaven. Raise your hand if you're ready to take the trip today. Most people, you are, sir, and I admire that. But most people want to live a little longer. And that's the way it is with reducing spending around here. I want to reduce spending. I support it, but not just yet, because I've got this project. Well, and I've listened to that. And I've especially listened to it for the past 100 days. Go get them, President Trump. Reduce that spending. We're behind you 1,000%. Well, he has. He has. 0.1% he's asking us to reduce. And I'm not saying senators shouldn't ask questions and make some changes if they need to be made, but here's the bottom line. It is gut check time. It is gut check time. You either believe in reducing spending or you don't. And if you talk the game and say, let's reduce spending, and you vote against this bill, in my opinion, you ought to hide your head in a bag. Because you will be able to cut the hypocrisy with a knife. It's real, real hard, Mr. President, to preach temperance from a bar stool. It's gut check time. We need to pass this bill. I yield the floor, Mr. President.
Welcome back to Illuminate, the channel that exposes the truth they don't want you to hear. If you love your country, if you believe in accountability and common sense, hit that subscribe button and give this video a like, because today, we're diving into something that every American taxpayer needs to hear. Senator Kennedy just laid out something that should make every single one of us furious. President Trump is sending Congress what's called a rescission bill. Now, if you're not familiar, that means he's literally trying to claw back billions of dollars in wasteful government spending. We're talking about your hard-earned money, and where it's actually going will make your jaw drop. The federal budget is $7 trillion. $7 trillion. And President Trump's proposal? He wants to cut just $9 billion. That's 0.1%. Practically nothing. But it's not about the amount. It's about what's being cut. When you hear where your tax dollars are going, you'll understand exactly why this matters. $3 million to Iraq for Sesame Street. You heard that right. While our southern border is wide open, while veterans can't get the care they deserve, we're funding puppet shows overseas. Then there's $3 million to Zambia for circumcisions and vasectomies. $500,000 to Rwanda to buy electric buses. And here's the one that truly crosses the line. $3.6 million to Haiti for pastry cooking classes, dance focus groups, cyber cafes, and yes, even male prostitutes. Who in their right mind thinks this is where American money should go? And it gets worse. $833,000 sent to transgender sex workers and their clients in Nepal. That's right. Biden's bureaucrats found that in the budget. Not Congress, not the people we elected, but faceless bureaucrats deciding that your money should go to fund sex work programs halfway across the world. Senator Kennedy called it spending porn, and he's absolutely right. It's disgusting. It's insulting to every American who works hard, pays their taxes, and just wants to see their government use a little common sense. This isn't compassion. This isn't foreign aid. This is madness. And here's the best part. Trump isn't even asking for a massive cut. He's just saying, let's stop paying for nonsense. $9 billion out of $7 trillion. But you know what's going to happen next. The same politicians who talk endlessly about cutting spending and reducing waste are going to turn around and vote against this. Because when it's time to actually do something, they fold. Kennedy said it perfectly. It's hard to preach temperance from a bar stool. Every politician loves to talk tough about balancing the budget until it's their pet project or their lobbyist's deal on the chopping block. Then suddenly, cutting spending isn't so popular anymore. This is gut check time for Congress. Either you believe in fiscal responsibility or you don't. Either you stand with the American taxpayer or you stand with the bureaucrats, the waste, and the global nonsense. President Trump is doing exactly what he promised, cleaning up the swamp, dollar by dollar. And if Congress has any backbone left, they'll back him up. Because this is what leadership looks like. If you're tired of watching your tax dollars go to foreign social experiments while our country suffers, stand up. Share this video. Subscribe to Illuminate. We're going to keep exposing the waste, the lies, and the hypocrisy because the American people deserve the truth. Stay tuned, patriots. The fight to reclaim common sense has only just begun.